Hi everybody, I'm Michelle Roy of Dragonfly Wellness, and this is the final segment in our three-part series on mindful eating. Today's segment is called Cherish. So we're basically going to kind of recap everything we were talking about, but especially emphasize this sense of gratitude that we have throughout our meal. Cherish. That we turn our mindful eating into a ritual of sorts, and that sense of cherishing the experience really starts with, as we talked about in our first segment, gathering our ingredients, appreciating that, and it carries through the whole meal, the whole experience of sharing this meal with our companions, or if we happen to be eating alone. So we begin with honoring where these ingredients have come from. So let's start with fruits and vegetables. If we're eating fruits and vegetables, those grew in the earth. So we give gratitude to Mother Earth, thanking her, recognizing these fruits that were once seeds that have now grown into these beautiful fruits and vegetables that we can then derive the best nutrients from. Ideally, they're organic, right? We don't want to be eating chemicals. It's just not what we want to do, right? So ideally they're organic. And eating the rainbow, you've heard this phrase, right? So we want an array of vegetables and fruits in our diet, a wide variety of color, because all of those, they're known as phytonutrients, right, that are produced by the plant, these compounds and chemicals that are naturally produced in plants. They do different things for us. Anti-inflammatory things and antioxidant things. They can, support our heart health, our brain health, our gut health. There's lots of wonderful, wonderful things that come from these fruits and vegetables. So it's important to eat a variety of them. Those of you that still eat animals, or do eat animals or animal-derived things like eggs, again, be mindful of those sources. Happy chickens, happy livestock that were well cared for and were able to enjoy a happy life before they gave their life for your sustenance. Recognizing that, giving thanks to that animal, sending it gratitude for giving its life for you. That's where we begin, right? We start again by cherishing these ingredients that we're bringing together for this meal. This is a practice of saucha, to tie it back to yoga. Saucha is one of the niyamas. The niyamas are the second limb of yoga. They are what we call the social observances. And saucha is one of those practices. Saucha means purity. It also refers to cleanliness, orderliness. So we want to arrange our spaces in an orderly way. That's an act of saucha. We want to be clean, keep our bodies clean, keep our spaces clean. That's an act of saucha. What we put in our bodies to fuel this vessel should be a practice of saucha. When we put something clean and wonderful, organic and pure in our bodies, that is a practice of saucha, and all of that goes into this mindfulness around our food. So we're going to kind of end today where we started, which is with Thich Nhat Hanh, and his teachings really inspired me to bring this series to you. And I'm going to leave you with some quotes from Living Buddha, Living Christ. This is a fantastic book where he discusses the similarities in Buddhism and Christianity, and how we're all practicing the same thing really at the end of the day. And there are across many traditions, sacred eating, sacred meal sharing is common across many traditions. And so I'm going to share some of that with you in closing today. Not really closing, that's kind of the next piece here. So we start with, actually, let me share this while we're on the saucha topic. He discusses in here part of the Jewish traditions of the Seder. And he says, in the Jewish tradition, the sacredness of meal times is very much emphasized. You cook, set the table, and eat in the presence of God. Piety is an important word in Judaism because all of life is a reflection of God, the infinite source of holiness. Right? Piety is when we practice reverence. Saucha is a practice of piety. Okay? And he says, God created the world. Again, this is viewing through the lens of the Jewish tradition. When you see rays of sunlight streaming through your window, you recognize the presence of God. I guess we could see that across lots of traditions, right? When you stand up and your feet touch the ground, you know the earth belongs to God. When you wash your face, you know that the water is God. Piety is the recognition that everything is linked to the presence of God in every moment. Mindful eating is an act of piety. Okay. He also says this: before every meal, a monk or nun recites the 5 contemplations. Think about this as you're sitting down to begin your meal. This food is the gift of the whole universe, the earth, the sky, and much hard work. May we live in a way that is worthy of this food. May we transform our unskillful states of mind, especially that of greed. May we eat only foods that nourish us and prevent illness. May we accept this food for the realization of the way of understanding and love. And Thich Nhat Hanh says, when we say the 5 contemplations, or bring them into our heart, maybe you don't have to say it out loud, but you're in that mindset, then we can look at the food deeply in a way that allows it to become real. Contemplating our food before eating in mindfulness can be a real source of happiness, right? How much gratitude can we have? We talked about this in CHOP as well, for all the people that come together that have contributed to you enjoying this meal, to the earth for growing the food, to the farm for raising the animals, to all those people, all that hard work, to the work and love that you put into your own food. And see if the next time you're preparing a meal for yourself and you have time, if you can pour that kind of love and gratitude and appreciation into your food as you're creating your meal. What a beautiful experience that is. And then to enjoy every bite, chewing thoroughly, right? Swallowing, letting that come in. Then taking the next bite. Being present with that, enjoying your chewing while you enjoy your companions when you're not chewing. That's your time to share. And then when someone else is sharing, then you eat your meal. So we're going to close, now we're going to close with this quote from Thich Nhat Hanh. I feel like this wraps up the whole inspiration for mindful eating and this whole presentation of the 3 segments here. So from our great teacher, Thay. Every time we eat a meal, gratitude is our practice. We are grateful for being together as a community. We are grateful that we have food to eat, and we really enjoy the food and the presence of each other. We feel grateful throughout the meal and throughout the day, and we express this by being fully aware of the food and living every moment deeply. This is how I try to express my gratitude to all of life. So in honor of expressing our gratitude by cherishing our meals and cherishing the foods we eat, please join me in that practice, everybody. Thank you so much for the feedback that I've gotten over these last couple of weeks. People have really responded well to the series, and I've certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. So let us know how it's going. Tell us how this has changed your eating habits, if at all, or if you find it challenging. And as always, I wish you well in that. Let's be present, let's be mindful, let's be grateful. All right, everybody, have a fantastic day. I'll see you again soon.